Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial, and today we're going to be talking about the question of what is tapering. To do that, I have pulled up here FRED, which is the economic database used by the Federal Reserve St. Louis Bank. And what we're going to be focusing right now is this is actually the Federal Reserve's total assets. The reason why this is such a big deal is because, as you can see, the Federal Reserve had less than 800 billion in total assets, because this is in millions of dollars. And you can see that as of close this calendar year, or as of Wednesday, August 11th, they had more than $8.2 trillion in total assets. And at the current pace, that's expected to exceed $9 trillion by the end of this calendar year. The reason why I have it set up here on the screen the way that I do is, as you can see, this is a massive increase from the end of 2020, or rather the beginning of 2020 to the end of 2020. And since that point in time, we are now north of nearly $1 trillion more than we were at that point in time. So what is being put into these Federal Reserve total assets? What is causing this to go up? Well, a large percentage of this is being made up by the purchase of U.S. Treasuries. They are being purchased, or rather, they are also purchasing mortgage-backed securities to the tune of $120 billion a month. So there's a significant amount of purchases that are going on to create this, and that is adding significant amounts of liquidity to the overall financial markets. So this liquidity is intended to be a stopgap. It's intended to be a calming presence, and you can see that it has done very, very well. But to the overall stock market, you can see that there is a significant correlation, especially over the past 2 years. So what I'm going to do is tie this over, and then we're also going to make sure that we have this on a second line. So this is one of the reasons why I really like the tool that the Fed has utilized here. So you can see that there's a significant correlation between the balance sheet of the Federal Reserve and the stock market valuation. And what I have here is the Wilshire 5000, which is really the 5,000 largest companies, or similar amount. It depends on what they include in there. But you can see that the overall valuations, as we continue to hit new high every month since the pandemic started, that there's been a new high in the Federal Reserve balance sheet. There has also been a new high in the stock market. So the concern here is that as the Fed begins to taper, which means slowing down the purchases of these treasury securities, of these mortgage-backed securities, that the stock market could have a pullback as well. That is the concern. From an economic standpoint, I think that this is the right thing to do, and it has to happen because we just have obscene valuations in the market right now. That being said, you can expect to see additional volatility as they consider to talk about the tapering of bond purchases. The other thing is, they've said they want this to run off. They do not want to have the balance sheet at these $8 trillion levels. They want it to eventually run off. Now, whether or not I believe that is different. Personally, I don't believe that's going to be the case, but I do want to acknowledge the fact that this is something that's going on right now, and I want to make sure that we're keeping a close track on it, because as we start to see this decline in terms of the overall, or at least slow down from the overall speed that this is going up, then you can expect to see a corresponding decline in asset prices, whether that's going to be in real estate or stock valuations. So that's what's going on right now. They are slowing the purchases of these bonds as well as other securities. And as they continue to slow, the expectation is going forward that they will not only slow those purchases, but stop altogether and actually letting them run to maturity, which means that the balance sheet will decline. And if this correlation that you see here on the screen is to be followed, you could expect stock market valuations to decline as well. So that's what's going on. That's what tapering means. And if you find this type of content helpful, please leave a like and subscribe. If you want to ask any questions, drop those in the comments down below, or join the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. Hope you found this helpful. Talk to you later.